Only God can judge me. That right? Only God, baby. Nobody else. Nobody else. All you other motherfuckers, get out of my business. Really?
What's going on, KTF family? You already know what it is. If you don't, it's your boy, Preston, aka Press, aka P. You already know you gotta break it down and hold it. Back to another reaction video. And today we're reacting to worst WWE Raw ever. Now, before we get to this video, man, I'm gonna say this. Raw last night was a definite head scratcher. You got Vince McMahon out there contradicting himself with this wild card rule. Now, if you're going to have this wild card rule, why don't you forget the brand extension and just have it be one world championship, one mid-card title, one tag team championship, one women's championship. Forget 205 Live and bring the Cruiserweight Championship to the main roster and just focus on the storylines. You got the Revival, who's actually a good tag team. They don't really have no character, but that's fine because their wrestling ability makes up for that shit. Out there in bullshit ass segments with the Usos. And I feel like it's because they're getting punished. Because they don't want to be here. And you can understand why. It makes sense. And then the main event of Monday Night Raw was Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan. Two SmackDown wrestlers. So if Raw gets a bullshit ass rating, which they probably will, Kofi Kingston, since he's the WWE champion, he's probably going to get blamed for that shit, bro. It is what it is, I guess. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get to this video, man. See what he's talking about.
Right, I know this isn't the way we usually do things here at What Culture, but I have a few things I have to get off my chest about last night's Monday Night Raw, because I think it might have been the worst Raw ever.
Talk.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. In fact, let's start before Monday Night Raw even started, because WWE had tweeted out, after Roman Reigns tweeted that he was going to show up, WWE tweeted out at the weekend that Reigns was definitely not going to be there on Monday Night Raw. Surprise, surprise, he was there. He was the second person out after the owner of the company, who you think may have spotted him in Gorilla or something. So out he comes, and Michael Cole says possibly the worst line of commentary he has ever said: Reigns is here on Monday Night Yard. What does that even mean, Michael Cole? Anyway, out comes Reigns. He's followed by WWE Champion Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan, of course, and Vince just decides, sod it, we're going to have this new wild card rule where 3 people from either show can just rock up if they want to, because the ratings are basically buggered. And Vince just announces, he's brilliant. Of course you are. You keep telling yourself that, Vince, because not only does he do that, but he also books impromptu 2 WrestleMania rematches. No build on social media. No, this is going to be taking place in a future few weeks, so hopefully we can entice people back to watch the product. No, it's going to happen tonight. It's going to be Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and a WWE Championship match between Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. Anyway, AJ comes out during the commercial break. Everyone just decides, sod it, we'll all go backstage. And it's AJ and Vince in the ring. AJ announces, well, if this is new wildcard rules thing's happening, then maybe me and a few mates will show up on SmackDown. Vince suddenly is unhappy with this, despite the fact that 5 minutes before that, he just instigated...
Bro, I just told you, Vince McMahon was out there contradicting himself. I just said this shit, man. And I really hope that, you know what I'm saying, Raw does good in that last hour, because Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan, it was actually a really great match. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really good, and I don't want Kofi to get blamed for that shit, because that's what's going to happen. Now, Daniel Bryan, I don't know. But Kofi Kingston, he's the WWE champion. So...
the wildcard rule that he invented himself and described himself as brilliant. So then we get a tag match, of course we do, between 2 people who hate each other, Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, who are going to be fighting for the Universal Championship at Money in the Bank in a couple of weeks' time, against Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin. I'd just like to point out here, Baron Corbin was the man they blamed at the end of last year for all the problems with the ratings. Baron Corbin pins the Universal Champion. Now I know it was all because of AJ Styles being bad at being a tag team partner and leaving, but still, Baron Corbin pins the Universal Champion. Right, next up we have Sami Zayn. I think, oh good, thank God, out he comes, he's going to cut another brilliant promo. He's been fantastic in recent weeks. He is the critic of the critics, except we can't hear the critic of the critics because he's being critiqued by the commentators. They talk all over his promo and then Braun Strowman comes out to chase him backstage. What next? Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party come out for a 3-on-3 match, I assume. I don't know, I wasn't paying that much attention at this point. They are facing a group of goobers. Why? Just so we can have something in the ring whilst we see Sami Zayn get put in the bin by Braun Strowman. Sami Zayn, one of the best things on Monday Night Raw at the moment. A fantastic promo.
Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe. The promos they be cutting, especially recently. A1. A1.
Yeah, no, he's in the bin now. Braun Strowman's put him in a bin, and that's probably the last we'll ever see of him. What next? It's Robert Roode versus Ricochet for Ricochet's spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Completely arse-backwards booking this, of course, because Robert Roode pinned Ricochet, and then the week after, Ricochet was put in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Robert Roode, welcome to 50-50 booking. You might remember this when you were Bobby Roode. That moustache doesn't mean bugger all anymore. Ricochet pins Robert Roode. Okay, I guess. Right, the guys who I expected to come out and murder the Lucha House Party, whatever the Vikings are being called this week, they have a match against the current tag team champions and beat them in like their 4th week on the main roster. Okay? I'll allow it because I assume this is just going to build to the Viking boys just becoming tag team champions, and I love them. The highlight, the fact that I'm saying this, the highlight of Monday Night Raw, the best thing arguably in WWE at the moment, is Bray Wyatt and his Firefly Funhouse. We have a segment with that, and I think maybe this is the best it's going to get. And it kind of was there, because then, don't forget, I'd just like to point out, we had the wildcard rule. Only 3 people are going to be showing up from each brand, except for Shane McMahon and Elias from SmackDown, who come in and attack Roman Reigns towards the end of his match when he's about to pin Drew McIntyre. They attack him because the rules don't apply to them, I suppose, and you think, well, okay, you know, they're rebels or whatever. I'm sure if Vince has anything to say about this, he will. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, because then we have the moment that really, really made me lose my you-know-what. The Usos are one of the best tag teams in WWE right now. Arguably the best tag team, what with the New Day being busy with other things and with injuries. So you have them in a feud against one of the best tag teams from NXT in the Revival, who granted are getting punished because they wouldn't sign contracts because, unsurprisingly, they've been booked terribly. So they give the Revival, I'll make sure I get this right, Usi Hot Cream.
Wow.
Right, so what that means is it's some sort of bollock itching powder or something that is activated by sweat but also water. The bit where I saw Dash Wilder scooting along on his arse, and Scott Dawson might have been doing that actually. Scott Dawson was flossing with his own top. That was it. Vince would have bloody loved that. That was the way you're booking 2 of your finest tag teams. You can see the reason why I've gone a bit off the rails here. Lars Sullivan, that's another SmackDown person. He comes in and murders No Way Jose. To be fair, watching that burger bloke bounce off stuff was quite funny. He goes backstage, Vince sees him and goes, right, okay, that wildcard rule's kind of bollocks now, isn't it? Right, we'll change it to 4. Change it to 4, Vince. There's been 6 people. You've forgotten your son, as you'll often want to do, and Elias, who came in earlier. That doesn't work. And then we finish the show, yes, with a WWE Championship match between Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. Of course, they're going to put on a good show. But they have the temerity, WWE, to finish the show, by the way, which if it gets a poor rating, this will be blamed on Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan, despite the fact that they just pulled out a great match and it was for the WWE Championship. They're going to get the blame for ratings, not all of this bollocks that preceded it. They have the temerity to say to us, guys, don't forget to watch SmackDown Live tomorrow, because who knows might turn up. Are you trying to make me have a breakdown, WWE? Because guess what? You are succeeding. Reigns is here on Monday Night Yard. Was that the worst Monday Night Raw ever? Let us know in the comment section below, because I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, share, and subscribe.
My man's cut a whole promo. Bro. But he ain't lying though. Raw was just, it was just everywhere, man. And it just made no sense. Vince contradicted himself. You got all these SmackDown Live superstars on Raw, and now we're going to watch SmackDown Live and probably see all these Raw superstars on SmackDown. The main event of SmackDown probably going to be Raw superstars. It's like, man, just do away with the brand extension. What was the point of the superstar shakeup? I've been saying for a minute now, they should only have one world championship. There's no reason to really have two world champions. Have one mid-card title. One women's champion. Well, they do now, you know, with Becky Lynch, but for how long? It's just, WWE can be good. They just need to rearrange a couple shit. That's it. And they be straight, man. All they need to do is just rearrange some stuff. Rearrange some people around. Take some things away. And they be fine. Focus on the storylines. What y'all think? What y'all think? Man, let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments down below. If you're new here, welcome to the pack. If not, you already know what it is, bro. It's your boy, Preston. As always, let me keep the faith until next time. Peace.
Against all odds, hoping my true motherfuckers know this be the realest shit I ever wrote. Against all odds, up in the studio, getting blowed. The truest shit I ever spoke.